Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about this incident in a separate video outside of the context of a Rattlers report because I am a fan, I cover the team. I do want to address the situation in the most neutral possible way I can, so that's why I want to go ahead and just do it separately. So, like I mentioned in the last video, I left the game at the end of the third quarter because I had some Coyote stuff to work on back at home. So I didn't get to watch this live. I did kind of hear about it, which is why I decided to look a little bit more into it. So, with about 32 seconds to go in the game, off a kickoff, Connor Taylor gets his second personal foul of the night. It's a helmet-to-chest contact, targeting penalty, 15 yards. I do believe Leon O'Neal was on the receiving end of that for Massachusetts. Pretty sure that actually ended Taylor's night, but there's only 32 seconds left in the game, so I guess it really didn't matter. But if I have to comment on that specifically, it was not helmet-to-helmet, but I'm pretty sure helmet to chest could still be considered targeting, so I'm just going to go ahead and accept that penalty call and not really question it too much because it was pretty blatant helmet to chest. It is what it is. Then afterwards, a fight breaks out, and I might show a little bit of footage from the broadcast. I have gotten to see it at a couple of other angles. People have sent me videos. I'm not going to be using that footage primarily because I don't want it to kind of come off like I'm glorifying violence or anything. And on top of that, I do not want to get AFT in trouble with showing violent footage because that can get videos taken off of the platform. But you see a couple of Pirates players in the stands, you see a coach, you see said coach appearing to be stomping on a fan, and later on you do see one of the fans being escorted off, seemingly bleeding from his face, and another angle I got to see of it showed that yes, he was bleeding from his face, so there was a physical altercation that happened. Like I mentioned in the last video, Kevin Guy was talking about the situation very briefly in the post-game show, the post-game press availability, and he characterized it as Rattlers Nation just kind of breaking up. And I will say, despite the fact that Massachusetts and Arizona have only met 4 times, it genuinely feels like these two teams hate each other. There's a kind of rivalry brewing here, so it wouldn't exactly surprise me if the players and the fan bases and whatnot just kind of didn't exactly like each other very much. So, for example, a strictly verbal altercation wouldn't exactly surprise me if you told me that it happened. But when you have players going into the stands, I have to ask a couple of questions. First and foremost, what was said? Obviously, there is not a single thing that someone can say that justifies that physical violence unless it's like an actual threat. For example, I insert threat here on said family member, something like that. Even if one of these fans was in the wrong and said a slur or something like that, it still doesn't justify the violence, but I still want to ask what incited that incident, like what was said, and I do want to focus just that couple of seconds right there to just ask, what did the fan say, what did the fan do to incite whatever happened, because while, again, the violence itself, jumping into the stands, that is not okay. This is not a one-sided story, and you can't just say, okay, you know, they went into the stands, therefore they are entirely in the wrong. They are in the wrong, but you also have to ask what happened. As of right now, the IFL did do an investigation. They reviewed all the footage. I'm going to assume they had conversations with those involved, and I'm going to assume we're not going to get answers to those questions. I have asked a few people that hopefully would know a little more, haven't really gotten anything concrete, and nothing to suggest what specifically was said, but like I said, I did want to talk about that. So we do have a statement. I do want to read the statement from the IFL first, the IFL commissioner, and then I have a statement from the Massachusetts Pirates themselves. This comes from the league commissioner. Quote, late in last night's game between the Massachusetts Pirates and the Arizona Rattlers, there was an unfortunate incident that culminated with players and a coach entering the crowd. The Indoor Football League takes pride in our effort to create a family-friendly environment. The actions of those individuals do not represent or align with these unwavering IFL values. The IFL sincerely apologizes to the Arizona Rattlers, Arizona fans, as well as fans across the country. The IFL will not tolerate this type of action. After reviewing all available footage, as well as reviewing the officials' report, the Massachusetts organization, as well as multiple players, have been substantially fined and suspended. In addition, the following individuals have been suspended from the IFL indefinitely. Number 8, Leon O'Neal. Number 5, Chris Ingram. Number 22, Charles Williams, and Coach Patrick Pass. Quote, under zero circumstances can you ever go beyond the wall and into the stands, said Commissioner Todd Tyron. This is a one-time incident that does not reflect what the IFL stands for. We are a family-friendly league that offers great sports entertainment. We will continue to build on that moving forward. What was a very exciting game was marred by the actions of a few. These actions will never be tolerated and are being fully dealt with. Obviously, a very strong statement coming from the IFL, coming from the commissioner, and I agree with it. I do agree that, again, no matter what was said, no matter what the inciting incident was, it is not okay to jump into the stands and start getting physical. I still maintain it is important to ask what was said because that context is important. Because obviously, if a Rattlers Pirates fan was saying racial slurs, for example, that shouldn't be tolerated, and that fan shouldn't be welcome back to any future game. Again, if that was the case, if that is what happened, we have no idea, and we're probably never going to know. We also have a statement here from the Pirates founder and co-owner, so here we go. Quote, "First and foremost, we do not condone the behavior and the events that occurred Sunday between our organization, the Rattlers, and their fan base. I want to sincerely apologize on behalf of the Pirates to all those affected, and we want to thank the great fans in Arizona for their continued support of the league. It's always a hostile and great atmosphere at the Footprint Center, and we've formed a nice rivalry between the two organizations. There's certainly mutual respect between us, and you never want to see things get carried away in that manner. We don't preach that type of behavior and try to emphasize the importance of balancing a passionate competitiveness while keeping things between the whistles and on the field. In saying that, however, I do not want a single incident to summarize the character of the players and staff involved. For us that know these guys personally, we know what great human beings they are. They've been nothing but stand-up citizens for us here while with the Pirates, and I can't and won't ignore that. There was certainly a massive lapse of judgment, but their stories and journeys are not over, and they can always lean on us for assistance. We do not turn our back on family. The league and our organization have dealt out punishments for Sunday's incidents, and we've made it very clear to our players and staff how unacceptable that behavior is, even if provoked. We have to be above it and will be. We look forward to many great moments between the Pirates and Rattlers, and yet, again, thank you to the city of Phoenix and state of Arizona for their continued passion for the game. Believe it or not, your opponents appreciate it, even in the form of boos." I think it's a really good statement from the Pirates owner right there, because definitely taking responsibility and saying this does not represent us, this is not how we want to carry ourselves as an organization, while also acknowledging that this may have been provoked. I like that statement because it's balanced. It's not trying to push blame or anything. It's taking full responsibility while also saying this does not represent our team or even those players, because I guarantee those guys are not terrible guys. I guarantee the players involved are not these terrible people that are just going to go around punching people for no reason. I guarantee that. I understand things can get heated, all right? That they are football players, they are competitive, there's going to be a lot of high tensions. Obviously, you can't jump in the stands. Obviously, you can't make it physical. But I also just kind of want to make my stance clear that this incident doesn't necessarily reflect on the character of the individuals involved, more so what people can do when tensions are really high and there are altercations like this. So that's everything we know about the situation. There have been 3 players and a coach suspended indefinitely. There's going to be heavy fines and penalties, and I hope that both the Massachusetts Pirates as well as the players involved, the Arizona Rattlers organization, and their fans, including the fans that were involved in the incident, can all move on and this doesn't end up making a bad look for the league or end up staining anyone's reputations or turning this into an actual toxic environment next time Massachusetts comes into the snake pit. So there you go. That's all I got for you. I do hope that I was able to give a fair and balanced take on this and give some decent coverage on it, and I'm curious to see what everyone's opinions are in the comments, because this isn't like a small incident. This is definitely going to be a hot button issue and something that's probably going to be discussed for at least a few weeks.